It's all about youth expressing their views on all matters lit. That is, issues that matter to us.
Youth Xpress.
Exploring issues that affect the young people of our region.
Youth Xpress.
Hi and welcome to Youth Express, a program produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank for young people to express themselves on ideas and issues that affect and matter to them. As we continue our discussion on young people and their contribution to food security, we meet a medical doctor and an auditor who have traded their professional training to go back to the land. They share their stories after this message. Stay with us.
Ripe, delicious, lush, nutritious. We come in all shapes and sizes, colors and shades. Raw or cooked, sweet or bitter, soft, crunchy, fragrant, pungent. All of us unique and special, full of fiber, vitamins and minerals, history, culture and traditions. We don't just fill your plate, we fill your stories and memories. Long and short, slim and plump, sometimes awkward or misshapen, forgotten or neglected, but never ever ugly. Whatever people say, because we're what really makes you tick, what makes your eyes sparkle and your smile dazzle. We are fruits and vegetables, simply beautiful.
Farming. Some people think it's a dirty job. Others keep away from it because they think it's too much hard work. And some people think it's what other people do in their spare time and not an actual viable career option. Krystal Cox, a trained medical doctor from St. Lucia, and Hance, an auditor and cultural ambassador from Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, are literally debunking these misconceptions about farming. The two are from farming families and are using their formal training and careers to take farming to another level.
I'm actually a trained physician, started off my career in medicine, and then went into farming. Primarily because it's a family business. My parents are farmers, my grandparents were farmers. It was something that needed a certain level of continuity. And so I decided to go into it full time.
Hance is from the beautiful island of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm known to be a raga soca singer, soca artist / songwriter. I've been doing music at a tender age of 7. I grew up in church. Come from a farming community of Evesham, right here in Saint Vincent. Marco Valley is known to be the food basket of the nation, which I am currently living. I've been in auditing for 4 years, working with BDO Eastern Caribbean. I'm also a cultural ambassador to Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. My father was a farmer. He passed away. And he would have been one of the number one banana farmers here in the Marco Valley amongst livestock as well. So I was no stranger. I've been introduced to agriculture at a very early age. From watching him, in the farms and the different methods and his, cry for help sometimes to assist, whether it might be watering the plants or feeding the animals. So that really sparked interest, and I decided to really invest in some animals as I grew older with the help of my father and my family.
Currently, we run a 40-acre farm with greenhouses. We also do apiculture, which is basically a fancy term for beekeeping, and grow a variety of tree crops, root crops, vegetables, you name it. And we try to we plant as many different things as possible. And that is very protective for the environment.
The majority of the farmers or majority of the food that supplies the nation have been destroyed by the volcanic eruption. as it relates to the ash fall. So I've been planting a lot, different varieties in terms of the cabbage. I have purple cabbage. We're doing the sweet peppers, hot peppers, the cucumbers, the squash, the pumpkin, and so forth.
The two young farmers talked frankly about the challenges to food security and young people's hesitance at becoming involved in the industry. Both raised concerns about their country's aging farming population and suggest that a change in the way farming and farmers are perceived and greater investments of resources and modern technologies are needed to attract more young people into the industry.
We have to look at farming as a business, and that has been one of the major challenges here in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. It's the perception and the setup, of farms. Also, income, the finance is another challenge. The average farmer cannot go to a financial institution for a loan to invest in equipment for irrigation, to build a proper goat pen or pig pen, you name it. There's a perception that farming does not pay. It does not, it is not self-sufficient. It can't maintain itself, because if the financial institution of the opinion that they can't guarantee you a loan or grant you a loan because you're a farmer, and startup finance is one of the biggest challenge we have. And if we can't handle that, farmers will get discouraged and remain in the creeping stage of production or the baby stage in production. Also, age. Most of the farmers are getting down in age. They are traditional farmers. There are few young people who would want to get into farming. They don't see farming as attractive. They see farming as water boots, cutlass and a fork every day, and a sack. And our older farmers are exhausted. They're in their 70s, 80s, and they're still toiling. The traditional or older farmers, they die with their knowledge. They die with their methods. There's no shared knowledge, or there's no, I should say, the better phrasing should be bridging the gap. There's a lack of bridging the gap between young people and the older ones, our older farmers.
In the Caribbean, I find that we don't do enough when it comes to technology to counter the effects of climate change. So I think that is a big challenge. Then also encouraging young people to go into the field. The majority of farmers in St. Lucia are over the age of 50 and men. I think it's important to encourage the young ones to see it as a viable business, and get themselves educated on the subject and come from it from a position of knowledge. People tend to associate agriculture with a form of slavery, and they see it as something that you put a lot of hard work into with limited or delayed reward. So let us say you have a young farmer starting up. They need land, they need a water source, they need mobility, they need a vehicle, they need labor, and also they need to counter the elements, things like flood, do risk management, and everything comes with a cost. And so what you want to do is provide resources for these budding farmers to kind of give them the little push, and above all, technical advice. Something as basic as, look, this variety grows better in wet conditions and this variety is just better yield. Just basic information that people don't have. Technical advice is so important. So providing those resources is very, very important.
Notwithstanding the challenges facing the sector, Krystal and Hance are committed to making farming their livelihood and inspiring others to follow their footsteps.
I'm appealing to every young person across the region. Collaboration is powerful. Unity is strength. My brothers and sisters, unity is strength. With our knowledge, with our level of education, as I'm very sure many of us went to universities and high school and colleges and so forth. Let us apply ourselves. Let's apply the knowledge we would have learned in school and apply it to the agricultural sector. We have what it takes. We're young, we're vibrant. We have youth on our side. Let us get on board. Pick your niche. Don't go investing while you pick your niche, analyze the market, and you create an investment.
As long as we need 3 meals a day, there will be a market for produce. It just has to be done in the right way. You want to make sure that you're a consistent producer. You want to make sure that you're good at what you do. So that involves a certain level of research and keeping up with technology. Understand that food security and by extension farming comes with a certain degree of risk. So there will be setbacks. But if you are consistent in your supply, then you will sustain, you will manage. I want to encourage people because I think that food security is a very important topic that people take for granted. You take for granted that you can just walk into a supermarket and pick up something and, you know, it's just that simple without any regard of what it takes to get that produce to your table. So I would like to encourage young people to go into the sector. I think it's a viable business.
That's it for this episode of Youth Express. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch us next time when we'll be back with the final episode in this series as we continue the discussion on young people and their contribution to food security.
Youth Express.